everybody. It is good to see you all. I'm on Facebook, my personal page, and Landlord Coach site, and also on YouTube. It's nice to see everybody. It's good to see you guys. So here I am. We are on Friday before Labor Day. Man, it has been quite a summer, hasn't it? It really has. So if you're joining me today, I'd love to hear about your summer. If you had any exploits that was out there, that you had some cool stuff going on, I'd love to hear what you've got going on, or maybe something cool that you've got going that you're got in the hopper for Labor Day weekend for the final kickoff in terms of what we're going to say goodbye to the summer of 2020 in an official way. So for those of you who are paying attention on there, maybe you're watching on my on Facebook or on my either my personal page or the Landlord Coach page. If you're not on those, go ahead. You can either send me a friend request or just go straight to the Landlord Coach page. Either way, I post a lot of stuff, different stuff on each page. I try to keep it lively and free of drama. Sometimes drama still shows up, though. Isn't that amazing? But so I guess I'm calling this day one of the Landlord Coach show, and it might be a kind of a weird day to maybe launch it prior to a weekend, but you're going to see some stuff coming out over the weekend, and I'm going to call it the daily-ish show because I really am not sure that I'm going to be doing it every single day, but I promise not to beat you up too much and make it too long. I want to give you lots of content, lots of good stuff, and lots of different things. So I was looking at some of the stuff that I have planned, and just different topics that I want to talk about. And of course, a lot of these topics have come in from you guys, and different questions that I have for different people. So for those of you who are out there, if you are interested in buy and hold rental properties, I'd love to hear from you guys. If you've got your questions, go ahead and send them over to me. You can drop me an email at mark@landlordcoach.com. I'm always happy to talk to you guys and see if there's anything that I can help you out. But a lot of it has to do with just the management of small business and small business stuff that we have. It was interesting. I was thinking about I have an attorney I talked to on different things. And this one particular attorney, he's a good attorney, but it made me realize that, it's hard to have a conversation with an attorney if they don't know why you're calling or why you're having the conversation. Now, fortunately, he's a friend of mine and we do other stuff together, but that made me think of, man, that's a topic. That's an easy topic to talk about, and not because it's irrelevant, but no matter what, if you're not in the real estate business or if you're in business for yourself, or even if you just, the reality is, statistically, half of us at any given time are going to have legal issues that we need to tend to, whatever it is, whether it's an estate, unfortunately a divorce, maybe even a marriage, different legal things that come down, not just necessarily directly related to landlords and residents, but just other things that need to be handled, right? Different questions that may come up. And it's always good that the way that I encourage people to prepare, just to, just go a little deeper on this topic for just a second, is for people to, prep your attorney a little bit and let them know what it is that you're calling about. Don't just send an email and say, hey, can I talk to you for 10 minutes? Okay, what do you want to talk about? The weather? I mean, they need time to prepare because there's so many different facets and so many different wormholes that goes into the law that they need to look at local stuff. They need to look at the state law. They need to look at, actual statutes, or they're going to be looking at case law, or then they have to look at federal law. Like, there's all these different wormholes that they have to look at. And if they have no context in why you're calling them, it's just going to end up being really expensive, and it's going to frustrate them. So give them an opportunity to know in advance. It's like, hey, if someone wants to call and have lunch, have a business lunch with you, it's probably good to know the context and why they're calling, right? So that enables you to have a good relationship with them, and also enables you to get the most, the biggest bang for your buck with them. And they're going to appreciate the fact that you're acknowledging that they get paid for their time, right? They get paid for their knowledge, and they should be paid for their time. As a coach, I get stuff like that all the time. And that's kind of the reason why I want to do these video series, these sort of the daily ish show, because there's a lot of people that have lots of different questions. But it's funny because I operate pretty much with the same set of standards all the time. And it's based on the book, The Time Wealthy Investor. So The Time Wealthy Investor, if you have not read it, that's okay. My feelings aren't hurt. I had my feelings removed in the Marine Corps. Actually, I don't think I think I grew up with one feeling because I had a Scottish mother and Italian father. And yeah, I think I grew up with one feeling, and then it was removed when I got to the Marine Corps. Anyway, but my, my book was written on the context and the concept of the VIP method, the vision infrastructure process method. So that vision piece, that's the circuit breaker panel, right? That's the true north that I make decisions by. So a lot of times when I'm getting people to, to ask questions, whether, how do I get residents to pay on time? How do I select a virtual assistant? Different questions like that. Other topics, what are some move in and move out procedures? Something that I talk about, I don't necessarily talk about it in the book, but I talk about it in my course, is the landlord cycle, right? So the landlord cycle, it basically starts at day 0, goes to day 1. Then you've got the onboarding process, and then goes to day 30. And then from day 30, that's the beginning of the collection cycle. And then if you have a 12-month lease, you have 11 collection cycles that run within that landlord cycle, right? And then at day 245, you begin the renewal process, the renewal cycle, right? And then at the end, at day 365, you're either going back to day 0, where the property will be vacant, or you'll be going to day 1, where you are starting it all over again, right? So these are all cycles, and there are all cycles that run within the cycles, and how to develop a feedback system, a feedback loop, not only a positive feedback loop, not meaning that it's positive feedback, but a negative feedback loop. How do you know when something doesn't happen? A positive feedback loop is when you know something happens, but a negative feedback loop is how do you know when something doesn't happen? How do you set those sorts of things up? I mean, that's a lot of stuff that I cover in my course, but I want to, at least on some people may not be ready for the course, some people may not be ready for coaching, but this is really to help people, just give them enough to give them a little bit of a push. So maybe if they are thinking about, buying their first rental property as an investment, so they can, secure their future a little bit better, maybe get that revenue come in to help them pay for their kids' school, or help them be more secure in their own retirement, or whatever. I mean, whatever their goals are, whatever the part of their vision is, I want to be able to help them. And that's really my vision for doing this daily show. So for those of you who've got questions, you're always, again, my inbox is open. Always, you're welcome to message on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can go ahead and send me a friend request to my personal page. And that's getting ready to max out. It looks like it's pretty close to 5,000. But if you want to follow me on Landlord Coach, I also will do this. I'll post stuff there that's obviously not in YouTube. So, and if you are an Instagram follower, I also post different content there as well. So lots of different areas where you can go. And also you can find more information about me. Just simply go to landlordcoach.com, and there's other stuff and really cool free stuff there for different downloads and so forth and so on. So that's all I have for today. And but I didn't get any comments. I'm a little sad. I don't know what you guys are planning on doing for Labor Day. And so I don't see anything on there. But anyway, hopefully you guys are having gonna have a night. It looks like the weather is amazing out here, at least today. It's Friday prior to Labor Day weekend, and hopefully we're gonna have fantastic weather. Today is my bride's birthday, so I'm gonna go straight from here and go and buy her lots of expensive stuff, because I'm sure she's one of the ones watching. And and if not, she'll be like, I didn't get anything expensive. But no, we're gonna have dinner tonight, and we're gonna do some fun stuff later. But anyway, all right, guys, that's all I have for today. I'm looking forward to this coming up in the days ahead. But as I always sign off, please remember, if you don't place a value on your free time, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have a great day. Have an awesome weekend, and we will see you again very, very soon. Take good care.